Hey guys, Foxy Fern here, and welcome back to the latest installment of Banished. And let's see what's going on in Fernlake. We just had a trader arrive, and I went ahead and purchased what he had. All he had was a little bit of coal. I bought it anyway, just because I like to buy resources that are not renewable as often as I can. And then I did also place an order for iron and stone. So the next time this specific merchant comes, he will bring us iron and stone, but it will be at an increased price because I asked for it. But that's okay. I'd rather pay extra and be guaranteed to have it than not have it at all. And there are different merchants that come, and you never know which one is going to be here. So it might even be a couple years before we see him again. As you can see, we are popping out babies because I built a few new houses over here. And one of the nice things about this map and starting location is that there are a bunch of resources over here on the other side of this really tiny river. So I went ahead and built a little bridge. Didn't cost me many resources so that I could gather a whole bunch of stuff over here. So, what I'm going to do now, I realize I don't have anybody to be making coats for my people. So, I'm going to build a tailor. I'll put him close to the marketplace so he doesn't have very far to go. Yeah, looks like I can squeeze him in right there. And I like to build a little road along the river whenever I get to that spot so that we can have these nice little houses and their scenic views, and we can charge people more rent for those. I'm actually kidding. You don't get to charge rent or have any sort of taxes in this game. Well, I guess we don't even have gold. It's all resources, so that all makes sense, I suppose. So we have 4 laborers, plenty left over to make a tailor from. And I think I'm going to build a school so we can start educating our people. Man, I cannot remember the buttons in this game, apparently. So, schoolhouse takes quite a bit of resources, but that's okay. We have plenty of resources right now. We'll put them in this little neighborhood over here. And looks like we're running a little low on stone, so I'll have my people go grab a little bit more from over there. There's our tailor. And I'm going to build another woodcutter's hut over on this side of the river, just because we're gonna start needing a lot more wood soon, and we don't want to farm it all from that one spot, so we'll put him over here. We'll lose a little bit from having it on the mountain there where trees aren't going to grow, but that's alright. And let's put a road over there so they don't have to go as far. So they don't have to... so they don't get tired out. Oh, need a teacher. There we go. And we only have 6 children. Can't remember if all of them will go to school as kids, or... I think they do. So what the schools will do is pretty much just make your people more efficient at their jobs. It won't... There are no jobs that will specifically require an education. They'll just be better at their jobs. It's not like Tropico where you actually can only have, like, you have to have a high school education for something or a college education for other things. So it's just a bit of a plus to our city. And you do get achievements for having a certain number of educated people in your town, but I think we already have that achievement. I'm gonna want to build another trading post soon so that we can get more traders in. I'm trying to think where I want to put that. We'll put it over here. Maybe, maybe not. Okay. Yarg. Alright, that's not gonna work. And a merchant can't come down this river, so... That's pretty far away. But, what the hell. We're gonna put it there anyway. Alright, so our tailor, you can make wool coats, which are warmer than hide coats, or warm coats, which are leather and wool, but obviously in order to make wool coats we need sheep, which we don't have any sort of livestock right now until our traders come around with something that we really want. And we're out of stone. This is gonna become a problem pretty soon. Going a little far for our stone there, but let's build a stockpile near our woodcutter so that they don't have to carry their wood as far anyway. 6 builders. Why do we need 6 builders? Oh, 6 people all for the trader, huh? 4 for the trader. What else do we have in the works? Oh, a house. Aha. Oh, I apologize. I was wrong about the students. So, what happens when you have the school, I forgot. You have children and then you have adults. But as soon as you build a school, then you have students in the middle. So they'll actually take longer until they get into the workforce. But in the end, it'll be more productive. But you want to make sure you have enough laborers for your town before you build a school. Alright guys, welcome back, and I just want you all to know that I made an amazing discovery just now. Your people can actually walk across this fishing dock just like that. I didn't even have to build a bridge. I could have been farming resources here all along, and I didn't even know. Don't ask why they can't just swim through that river in the first place, because it's so short, but whatever. I guess they can get through the fishing dock. They're still catching a decent amount of fish, though. That's not the most efficient it could be, but it's not too bad. Alright, so we have our second trading post built, and our little guy is oops, we don't want coal, actually. It's delivering firewood. There it is. It's on the other side for this one. We'll go ahead and throw that sucker up to 600 there. And our little forest is coming along nicely. We can probably start cutting some trees there. And 5 kids in school right now, so everything is going well. I think I'm gonna build another bridge over here just to make traveling a little bit easier for people getting across. And we'll grab some more stone and iron. It's not gonna be too long before we need to start building our mine and our quarry, because at some point when we have to go, like, I'd say over here to start gathering resources, it's gonna become really efficient, because your guy is gonna walk along here, pick out a stone for a second, and then he's gonna get tired and go back home and sleep. So it gets to be kind of bothersome at that point. So hopefully we have a few more traders come by. Also, this is pretty efficient having this trading post this far away from the market, but we don't really have a choice right now in the matter. Oh no! Lonzolo, the forester, was killed by a falling tree. So sad. Sorry, Lonzolo. Oh, which reminds me, I suppose it's about time we build a cemetery. It's too late for Lonzolo to be buried, but any future misfortunes that we have, we can bury our folk. So, building a cemetery, the most efficient size is actually 19 by 20. That's where you can get the most graves for the space that it takes. However, that's like over, oh my goodness. Oh, they're dying like flies. Ah! So, we don't want to build one really that big right now, because that's going to take forever for us to like have 100 deaths. Or at least I hope so, considering we only have about 30 people in our town. So we're going to do 20 by 11, which is something like 90% efficiency. Oh, did I build it the right way though? Oh, hang on. 100%. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to mention is that you want your little entrance there. If you look very closely, you can see you want your entrance to be on the long side of your cemetery, because there is a path that gets built down the middle of the cemetery, and there will be no graves there. And also the headstones are only every other row, and so you only want to build like an odd number. Like if you're gonna do 20, then you want to do it by 9 or 11, so on and so forth, because otherwise if you do it even number by even number, then you're gonna lose a whole row of headstones, and it'll just be a complete waste of space and resources to build it, because as you can imagine, the larger the graveyard, the more stone it requires. So keep that in mind when you're building your cemeteries. And I think we're gonna throw in some more houses. Oops, not a boarding house. We don't want to do that. So the purpose of boarding houses are for if you're going to allow nomads into your town, then a boarding house will home a whole bunch of people, and that will give you some time to actually build up the houses for this huge influx of people that you have come in. I don't really like having nomads because it kind of throws off the economy of your town, and it can be very hard to feed those people immediately upon their arrival. And then also, once you go through having a lot of educated citizens in your town, the nomads are always like uneducated, so then you get a whole bunch of dum-dums come in your town, and they're inefficient and everything, and your smart people have to feed them all. So unless I'm going for the achievement, I generally don't like to allow nomads, because we like to be an ancestral town that came from a group of 12 people, rather than allowing outsiders. Call us the Targaryens, if you will. Let's throw in another house over here. A little guy facing the river there. And I'd say with those homes in there, it's about time to start building our quarry. So like I said before, we don't want to place it too close to the houses, but also not so far away that it's really difficult to get over there. So I think for now, we'll stick it right there. Okay, and I think that about wraps up things for this episode. Thanks for joining me in the further adventures of Fernlake, and please join me next time.